Hello and welcome everyone, I'm Madals and this is game number 1 of the best of 3. And, well, it is from the WCS EU Challenger qualifiers for Season 3. It's not been cast in English before to my knowledge. I think I'm the only caster who's actually got these replays. So, well, this is pretty exclusive, it's pretty cool. This is two very good players. And it's going to be going down on Belgier. Spawning up in the top left-hand position, we've got the Red Zerg from Team Liquid. It's Red. And his opponent down in the bottom right, spawning as the blue Protoss player from Azubu. It's Vines, who is getting a pylon down in his main, which means one thing and one thing only. And that is quite simply that it's going to be a gateway expand, unless something crazy happens. It could, okay, it doesn't mean it could only be a gateway expand. I feel like I've pigeonholed myself. If that doesn't happen, I'm going to look silly. It could also be a Nexus first. It could be a Forge in the main into a Nexus. Those are two possibilities still. But it's most likely going to be a gateway expand. Please be a gateway expand now, please, because otherwise I'm going to look silly. Well, more silly, but still, it should be a gateway expand, and that means Red really has two main options in terms of ways a Zerg player counters a gateway expand, which gateway has now gone down. Option 1, right? This is the more conventional thinking. You go pull, you get a hatchery down, you get a gas, get Zergling speed down, then secure your third about 6 minutes. Option 2, which is pretty similar. You go hatch first. That's hatch pull with a gas. It's same general idea. Big third option though, is you get down this third hatch straight away before the spawning points. You go hatch, pull, and that really does work. It's a solid build. It means that there isn't too much a Protoss player can do to punish you. It's really quite difficult to punish that, and you're going to be relatively happy. So, Red, though, he's just going to be going hatch pull, should be grabbing a gas now, and that gas probably only going to be used for Zergling speed, playing it on the safe sides, and then he should look to go and take down his third base at about 6:30-ish. 6:30, that's generally a good timing, assume everything follows normal plans. Now, while we do have the essential build-up to seeing what kind of tech choices come out from Vines and exactly what Red's going to do, let me remind you, this is of course, exclusively going out on my YouTube. I didn't stream this to Twitch, so make sure that you like the video, that you leave a cool comment, and of course you do subscribe. I get new pro-level games out on my YouTube channel every day of the week, and have done for over the last 18 months. I think it's getting close to being about 22 months now I've been doing this, and a game every single day. That's a lot, so give it a like, give it a comment, and of course subscribe. But yeah, no tech yet. Nexus should be coming down for Vines as soon as he hits that 400 minerals. Red going for a much earlier third. So this poses some potential problems for Red, okay? Because it wasn't a hatch pull. By getting this hatchery down at that time, he's delayed his gas, which means that he just gets the queens out slightly sooner. He's just got to be very cautious about what's happening now, because if, say, a couple of Zealots wander their way over. Luckily, there is only the Zealot. If a Zealot Stalker and a Mothership Core came and knocking at his third, it could be problematic for him. He would have to make a lot of Zerglings, which would therefore decrease his drone count and make things quite awkward. He's also got to keep an eye out. He knows there's at least one additional gateway. There's one in the main, and he's seen one more here. He's going to try and confirm what's there. He sees that the Nexus is down, sees the second gate. Now he's just trying to confirm, okay, are you getting 3 more gates, and am I going to get delayed 4 gate pressure, or is there some kind of tech? Well, this is where it's going to get a little bit tough for him, because he can't really get much more of a scout down. Looks at least like it's not going to be another gateway. They would have all come down at very similar times, should that have been the plan. And therefore we can assume that it's going to be some kind of tech. It could be a Stargate, it could also be a robotics facility, it could be a Twilight Council potentially too. And this now means that Red's actually got 3 quite different responses he's got to have planned. And this is another reason why it can be quite difficult if you don't get that scout out, because, hang on, what is happening? Well, Red straight away sees that there's a sentry. That sentry is a bit of a giveaway for him, because that's 100 gas. Probably can now assume that there's not going to be a robo, and that there's not actually going to be a Stargate, or any tech super fast. But he's still getting out some links, because you can see the proc pylon's down. It's just some 3-gate pressure. Probably off the back of this, we'll end up seeing a third Nexus try and come down from Vines. He's going to walk down. A couple more Zealots in. The Mothership Core, of course, will rack up a kill or two, doing a good job there. The Queen is going to be a bit frustrating. The Mothership Core with enough energy now for a mass recall, but also for a Time Warp, and Time Warps can allow you to pick off that Queen quite nicely. Note how many Zerglings are being forced now by Red. He's got out already 14, with 22 more on the way. and his drone count is therefore suffering because of it. And we all know Red, he likes to drone up, he likes to sit there. How many drones can I get down? How quickly can I get them down? And this is just throwing him off his path. The robotic facility is on its way behind this, and the Queen does get a little bit caught out of position. No time warp yet. And if this hatchery falls, Red will be in problems. He got it very early, remember, for the build that he was going for. And now has to be a little bit cautious. These Zealots in a relatively good spot. The Queen getting forced back by the Mothership Core. That Queen goes down, obviously. There's no anti-air to deal with the Mothership Core. The Zealots are getting cleaned up, though, now by the Speedlings. The Queen is going to die, but another one is already in production from the hatchery. And that means that the missed inject isn't going to be as substantially damaging as it could have otherwise been. There are a couple more Zealots here. They're hugged up to that pylon. Need to stay very close to it, minimizing the surface area. That preserving the Queen gauge upon. These Zealots don't have any upgrades, so therefore take 3 shots to kill the Lynx. They're still trading pretty well. Red losing 1100 resources to 700 of Vines, so he's definitely losing a chunk more. His drone count only now just going up, but he's, well, basically Red at this point doesn't have many Lynx out. He's got 14 more on the way. Currently, he didn't have any. He's only just getting those out now, so he's got to be very cautious because the Zealot count up to 9 now. This is just a lot of Zealot pressure coming in time and time again, just trying to pick off this hatchery. If the hatchery goes down, it would be very problematic. The Queen is back up. A time warp going to be used though, just to try and keep the Mothership Core safe. Notice the Mothership Core does still have enough energy for a mass recall, but will get taken out. Second time warp used, trying to just prevent the speed at which these Lynx can get into. The Zealots can engage a little bit better. Vine's now losing these Zealots. Still got 3 up in mineral line. Wasting some mining time. Red being forced to get a lot of Lynx, but he feels safe. Now the Mothership Core's down. He's droning again very heavily, and he's going to start getting that drone count up. These 3 Zealots are going to have to sprint out of there because unfortunately Speedlings are going to start chasing them down. Really, they just need to be backed against the wall, purely so they can get the most cost-effective engagement that they possibly can. That's really the only option the Vines has got is, well, how long can I keep these Zealots up, or how many Zerglings can I kill in the process? And of course, as we all know, Zealots, if they are backed in corner, will take out a lot of Lings before they die. So, all in all, the resources lost, not hugely in favour of either player, slightly more lost by Red, but Red's economy now is going to start flourishing. He is trying to get some scouting information. Won't actually yet see that there is anything. I don't believe he's even seen the Immortals as of yet. We'll see them blink out now, but he would have to be paying attention and looking there immediately to know that's coming. Also, what's quite interesting is the Warp Prism. The sentries were all hidden from the additional gates. The additional gates were hidden back as well. But Red, if we take a look at his vision quickly, he knows about these additional gates. All he doesn't know is that there's this gateway there, and also that the robotic facility is down. But he does now see that there are the Immortals. He's trying to engage. He will now have to pull back. The Hydra Den is nearly done. If Red can buy himself enough time where he can get the Hydras out, he will be able to deal with this push very nicely. Roach Hydra deals with the Immortal Sentry play incredibly easily. Red throwing down some emergency spine callers. Vine still moving forward though. Gonna be getting a little bit of momentum in here now. Probably should look to try and engage while these spines are down. He wants to try and keep the momentum going, but also doesn't want to overcommit. The time warp being utilized just to try and prevent the Speedlings approach from getting surrounded. All of the spines now cancelled, and this base definitely going down. The Mothership Core after using the time warp does not have enough energy for anything else, but yeah, this hatchery thoroughly dead. Very thoroughly dead. And Red is in a bit of problems because Vine, while he hasn't expanded, has got a very sizable force moving forward, encroaching onto the natural base. The Hydra discount is not huge, and with the Warpers in here, Warpins are basically right on the army. The force points are good for the moment. Will segregate out a lot of this force, and with the Immortals too, a lot of the Roaches are getting taken out. So this is good. Well done from Red. And that is game number 1 going to Vine. So congratulations to him. Of course, stay tuned. Game number 2 is going to be coming up next. Flick over to my channel, and of course, you'll be able to find it there. Make sure you like the video, leave a cool comment, and subscribe before you do so, though. And I'll see you at game 2 in just a sec.